Shalom.
Call Haloyam La Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachad Kodash. Bakta Yahweh, Bakta Yahweh Shai, Bakta Rachad Kodash, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachad Kodash.
Shalom and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elder bishops and the elders in the Akim and the Akwath of the hopeful elect. Shalom. I just want to go into a quick video entitled Our Release Date, Salvation Approaches Swiftly. The Most High is short wrapping up these days, speeding things up quickly ever since, 2020? And heading into the decade of the 20s, I was thinking, because every decade has a particular spirit about it, right? And so I thought about the roaring 20s of the 1920s, right? Where it was like quote unquote advancements, I guess, in with the Industrial Revolution and then swing dance, the music. And that was Jake, so called blacks, bringing us the real Jews, bringing in the music and just more of a party vibe, in that era. And then it hit me like, the 2020s going to be a new roaring 20s, with society going to start declining to the end times. And, I was just in the spirit, the Most High had put that upon me through the spirit in the name of Yahweh Shai. I'm nothing special, but, just a thought that I had thought about. And it's very interesting, how it's all coming, how it's unfolding in the spirit. So, we in these last days, and since 2020, things have sped up incredibly. People that lacked faith and scoffed and didn't see it, couldn't see that the end was going to be approaching, right? But the prophets of the Lord and the elders and teachers clearly was seeing it. So we'll start here in the book of Romans 13 and 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. And and this was 2,000 years ago, the Apostle Paul in his letter here. So if it's nearer than when we believed 2,000 years ago, how much more in 2023? And so now when we look at now we'll go from there to Matthew chapter 24 and verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. As we've seen since 2020, everything is rapidly shutting down. The retail apocalypse, jobs at an all-time low, housing market about to crash, people losing their homes, homelessness has increased. Basically got tent cities, many tent cities all throughout the entire country, right? The main one, the tent city headquarters is over in LA. It's like over in California. And it's like that all throughout the country. It's increasing more and more, heading into these apocalyptic times. And it's the Most High shutting this place down, because this country is only a business, and a corporation is not a true nation. It's all nations is over here just to make money. Because everywhere you go, in every city, there's all nations, East Indians, Asians, Chinatowns, and East Indians and Africans. All these places, all these countries have little situated areas that they thrive in and make money off of. Those are the dogs licking the wounds, the sores of the Israelites, the poor man. So we'll go to Isaiah 54. Because this is the time where we're transitioning from the house of mourning to the house of joy, house of mirth. But we're staying in the house of mourning until we see the house of mirth coming, which is the kingdom of heaven. We see it coming. That makes us happy within our spirit. But we're not like fools and partying right now because it's not over. Because we don't know if we're called yet. I mean, we don't know if we're chosen. We're called, but not chosen yet to be a part of the elect. Isaiah 54 and 1. the fertility of Zion, as it was labeled right up there at the top. So it says, "Sing, O barren, thou that didst not bear." So that's the Israelites. We're not bearing right now because we're not in our homeland, and we just been scattered throughout the four corners, being destroyed. Break forth into singing, and that's that joy, the inner joy, because we're about to, be released from our prison here in America and throughout the four corners, and cry aloud, "Thou that didst not travail with child." For more are the children of the desolate, and that's us right now. We're desolate. Our land is desolate, Jerusalem, our homeland, than the children of the married wife, saith the Lord Yahweh. And that married wife goes into these other nations that have their nation. They know what nation they're from, their tribes and everything, right? And their culture and heritage and their customs, which is of heathen origin, of heathen nonsense and folly, but at least they have the knowledge of who they are and their people, and know who their brother is and know who their enemies are. Unlike our people that don't know anything but want to love everybody, right? And get mad when you tell them otherwise. Except for the hopefully elect, the sincere, genuine ones that understand the truth. Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Because that's why we're born. And this was a prophecy prophesied in Deuteronomy 28, 68 by the Most High. "And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships." And that Egypt means bondage and slavery. In Exodus 20 and 2, we'll get it real quick for edification purposes. Salakia. So Exodus 20 and 2, "I am the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage." So Egypt is synonymous with the house of bondage. So the Most High will bring us again into Egypt, the house of bondage again with ships. We know this is a different Egypt because we walked into Egypt. Jacob did, our forefather, with 70 people, right? And then we grew within Egypt, and then we got oppressed in slavery, and then we got delivered by the Most High, and we walked out of Egypt. We didn't go on ships, going in or coming out. So this is a different Egypt, which is going to be Egypt with ships is the transatlantic slave trade, that happened with the Edomites, the so-called European, so-called white man at that time. And so verse 68 again, "And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again." See what again? The land of Israel, Jerusalem. And that's why we're born. Our homeland is born. We're not thriving in our homeland. "Where by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen." But most of our people don't know that we had that the so-called white man is our enemy, and they'll argue you tooth and nail to try to save them, which is pure fool. That just shows the effects of slavery and having that Stockholm syndrome, loving your oppressor. "For bondmen and bondwomen," that's slave men and slave women, "and no man shall buy you." And that buy you means redeem us, but the Most High is our redeemer, as the time is rapidly approaching. Galatians 4 and 26. "But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, and is above what? All other nations, all of the lands where all the other heathen nations live, which is the mother of us all." So Jerusalem is the mother of all mankind because, Adam and Eve, everyone comes from Adam and Eve, and the chosen nation, the chosen line, the chosen bloodline, through Noah. Noah, after the flood, Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And then from those 3, all the nations of the earth, to date as we know currently. So, but all the nations came out through the royal bloodline through Noah, but the nations were divided, just was divided into all different, different nations through three sons of the righteous Noah. And then the same way in the womb, because the Most High can do, he's that incredible. He can do that because the same way with Rebecca through, with Isaac, when his seed was in, he had his seed, which was born, bred in Rebecca, right, in the womb, right? So two different nations, Jacob and Esau, they was brothers, but two different nations, That's how the Most High do it. So from there we'll go to Second Esdras 5:24. And of all lands of the whole world, thou hast chosen thee one pit. So we know a pit represents a land, and each pit has a particular characteristic. And this pit is Israel, is Jerusalem, the land that floweth with milk and honey. And of all the flowers thereof, one lily. So Ezra was just prophesying about how the Most High chose his favorite things that he has chosen. So of all the whole world, as Christianity loved to try to engraft all nations, he loved the whole world. Well, of all the whole world, he chose only one pit, and that's Israel, no one else. It's pretty plain to comprehend and understand. Second Ezra 10:24. And therefore shake off thy great heaviness, and put away the multitude of sorrows, that the mighty Yahweh may be merciful unto thee again, and the highest shall give thee rest and ease from thy labor. And that's ultimately going into our labor. We laboring over here through slavery, and then the many labors of the everyday rat race, right? And the concerns of this world and Babylon in captivity. And then the day is coming soon where we'll be at rest and ease for eternity and at peace in the kingdom of heaven, at the time appointed by the Most High, sending his right one, only begotten Son, Yahushua. Verse 25, and it came to pass while I was talking with her, behold, her face upon a sudden shined exceedingly, and her countenance glistered, so that I was afraid of her, and mused what it might be. Now this was the prophet Esdras. He had a vision. The Most High gave him a heavy vision, and a woman in this vision, a woman came unto him, and this is what was happening. Verse 26, and behold, suddenly she made a great cry, very fearful, so that the earth shook at the noise of the woman. Ezra was going through a very intense vision from the Most High. Verse 27, and I looked, and behold, the woman appeared unto me no more. So she just disappeared all of a sudden. But there was a city builded, and a large place showed itself from the foundations. Then was I afraid, and cried with a loud voice, and said, verse 28, where is Uriel the angel who came unto me at the first? So he was having visions, and then Uriel the angel, the Most High sent to break it down for him. He was talking to him in the past, and then he left, and then he had that horrible, that frightening vision that he was confused about, and just wanting Uriel to come back to talk to him and reveal it to him, that vision he just had. For he hath caused me to fall into many trances, and mine end is turned into corruption, and my prayer to rebuke. So we'll drop down to verse 40 for time purposes. This therefore is the meaning of the vision, because Uriel came back. He came back to him and went ahead. He was about to reveal it to him, the vision. This therefore is the meaning of the vision which thou lately sawest. Thou sawest a woman mourning, and thou beganest to comfort her. But now seest thou the likeness of the woman no more, but there appeared unto thee a city builded, And whereas she told thee of the death of her son, this is the solution. This woman whom thou sawest is Zion. So that son are the Israelites. And that woman is the land of Jerusalem, Israel, and the death of her nation, because Ezra was alive and was on the earth when the ancient Babylon, the Neo-Babylonian empire of Nebuchadnezzar, when they went into captivity under the Babylonians. And now the same thing is going on again with the new Babylonians, Babylon the Great, America. So that this woman whom thou sawest is Zion, and whereas she said unto thee, even she whom thou seest as a city builded, verse 45, whereas I say, she said unto thee that she hath been 30 years born. Those are the 30 years wherein there was no offering made in her, because the ancient the Babylonians took away the southern kingdom, and the sacrifices were done away with, and because the Babylonians destroyed the temple as well and burned it up, burned down and broke down the walls and and the city and Jerusalem was burned throughout. It was destruction, everywhere, and mainly at the temple, and that's why the sacrifices was no longer occurring, because they was taken away and the temple was destroyed. Because the heathen, they know our strength is our temple, where we offer our sacrifices and pray to the Most High, and and inquire of the Lord, and do acceptable deeds, of acceptable righteous deeds, to stay strong to stay in favor with our power. And they always know to try to destroy our connection to the Most High by destroying the temple. So verse 47. Well, hold up. Verse 46. But after 30 years, Solomon builded the city and offered offerings, and that's that city, because when she disappeared, then that city came up. So that's referencing Solomon and how he built the city. And according to scripture and prophecy, Solomon is Yahweh Shah, because that was the prophecy the Most High told King David before King David had died, that if he would be a father unto Solomon, his son Solomon, and if he don't go off, and if he go off, then he would be beaten with the rod and stripes of men. But Solomon never went through that, and Yahweh went through that, right? And because in that scripture also speaks about that the Messiah died for his sins and for Israel. If he did not sin then why did he get beaten with the rod and stripes of men? If he didn't sin, if he was without blemish when he walked the earth 2,000 years ago, that's because that's Solomon, right? Because through Solomon is when the nation split, because Solomon married a lot of heathen women and had a lot of heathen concubines, and then he went off and started going after those heathen gods, and it brought confusion in Israel, and then we split into two nations, and the split came through Solomon going off, so through the historical facts. So verse 46 again. But after 30 years, Solomon builded the city and offered offerings, and then bare the barren a son. Verse 47, and whereas she told thee that she nourished him with labor, that was the dwelling in Jerusalem. Let's see, what else? Can we get some more of that, or? So that'll be that for that. So, just going into that vision, that's us being barren here in Israel and Jerusalem right now. I mean, not in Jerusalem, but Jerusalem and Israel right now. That vision is still going on right now, because the land is barren and it's taken over by heathen, and the land has not had a land Sabbath, because every 7 years you let the land rest. And don't till it or anything, and let it rest, because it's alive as well, because it brings forth lively fruits and vegetables for our bodies to be nourished, and you let the ground rest. But They are not doing that over there in Israel, and then they're polluting it exceedingly with what the Pink City, the Pride Parade, the largest pink Pride Parade in the whole earth. So if the land was crying out way back when Ezra was on the earth, how much more now when it's more wicked and more degenerate than ever. So go from there to Isaiah 55 and verse 1. And it's titled right there, the free offer of mercy. That's a beautiful thing, because the Most High is going to give us mercy at our last end. And then Most High is giving it freely. And freely we receive and freely we give. This word and truth. Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters. And that's the spiritual waters of the doctrine. And he that hath no money, come ye, buy and eat. Meaning, believe and have faith in it, and accept it and learn, and spiritually absorb it. Yeah, come buy wine and milk without money and without price. Verse 2. Wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not bread? This is that hidden manna, that spiritual bread. And through Yahushua, who is that manna. And that's why he was laid in that manger, for the sheep to come and feed off of his body, which is the word. He's the word. And your labor for that which satisfieth not. Hearken diligently unto me. Because we can't satisfy the Most High. The Most High just freely give it to us because of his mercies, his everlasting mercies. Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness. And get that word fatness. Fat ashes, fatness right here, the first one, of fertility and of blessing. So it's a blessing. We received it freely, and we become fertile again through spiritual fruits. And then when you receive that fertility, spiritual fertility, then now you can do what? Share the word, teach the word, and bring forth fruits. Because we were spiritually born valley of dry bones, right? Ezekiel 37, and then Revelations chapter 11. The valley of dry bones, we were born spiritually, and now we have the waters again. And that's how, a child come forth through the waters. And like the woman, waters break, right? And they come forth. Same way, we're now fertile again spiritually, and now we're bringing forth fruit spiritually and coming and eating. And then you become fertile and can be able to produce more fruit, sharing the word. And we've been born, and the land is born over there too. Physically born, the land, and then spiritually born are the Israelites. But now we're becoming fertile again, coming alive. And we'll go to Psalms 116. And this is all happening because the Most High is fed up with this place, and it's time for him to, Most High, he has deemed the time acceptable to go ahead and begin bringing the KBs down, so-called white man, Esau Edom. Psalm 116 and verse 5. Gracious is the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, and righteous. Yeah, our power is merciful. But I actually want to get, he is merciful. That's a great precept for that, for the context. But verse 15, precious in the sight of the Lord Yahweh is the death of his saints. Only Israelites can be saints. That short meaning sanctified, and the covenant is what sanctifies us. So precious, valuable, prized, weighty, precious, rare, splendid, precious, costly. So and verse 15 again says, costly in the sight of the Lord Yahweh is the death of his saints. And we know Esau Edom has touched the apple of the Most High's eye, and our death has been very. So if one is costly, how much more the whole nation that Esau Edom has destroyed? So Esau has a hell of a bill that he must foot, right? A heavy burden because of his wickedness. Let's get it here in the New Living Translation, the NLT right here. The Lord Yahweh cares deeply when his loved ones die. So that's the Israelites. We've been dying, and we know over here in Zechariah 11:5, our possessors slay us and hold themselves not guilty. And you think the Most High is not deeply upset about that? Esau Edom would tell you otherwise, to just forget about it, right? Because that's the K beast, very hateful minion that don't love us. Psalm 116:15 in the Good News translation, just to get the breakdown even more plain. Verse 15: How painful it is to the Lord Yahweh when one of his people dies. So his people are the Israelites. Second Ezra 10:24. Oh, we read that, okay. And therefore shake off thy great heaviness and put away the multitude of sorrows. And that's what we're doing right now, transitioning from the house of mourning to the house of mirth. When Yahushua returns, but our hopes is turning into mirth, because we was always in heaviness. But now we're seeing the prophecies come to pass, and that the Most High is getting ready to pick us up. Like a child at school waiting to get picked up, right? Our release day is coming soon. That the mighty Yahweh may be merciful unto thee again, and the highest shall give thee rest and ease from thy labor. So that's what's happening right now. Isaiah 54:7. For a small moment have I forsaken thee. And that's over here in Babylon the Great, America, in its captivity. But with great mercies will I gather thee. So great mercies and great miracles and great wonders. And it's going to end with the salvation of the chariots that Yahushua will return in that fathership with the other angels, with the rest of the angels and the host and the armies of heaven, to bless the Israelites with salvation from the mercy of the Most High Yahweh. Verse 8: In a little while, in a little wrath, I hid my face from thee for a moment. And that's when Esau Edom was able to do all of this wickedness that he's doing right now against us. But with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee, said the Most High Power Yahweh, thy Redeemer. Hashem Yahushai. So our release day is coming soon. Salvation, and just stay strong. Our temptation is coming, but the Most High will preserve the elect through it all. So with that being said, I hope this video was edifying. Until next video, I say, Shalom.